This is why we do it, folks. Beautiful vistas, gorgeous scenery. Welcome back to the vlog, everyone. I am your host, Mr. G, and today we have a special epic ride, which is a Father's Day celebration ride. I'm gonna tackle some hills, including a rare thing, which is a big climb that I've never done in Santa Cruz. There's probably at least 20 or 30 climbs that take 20 minutes or longer in Santa Cruz, and there's only a couple that I haven't done. So this is going to be Alba Road, which is an iconic 2,000 foot gain, 4 miles at 10% grade, leading up to the beautiful Empire Grade Ridge. So before I do that though, I'm on the ever go-to Rodeo Gulch, a climb I've done maybe 1,000 times. And the thing I like about riding around here is there's new roads to find, but there's also the old favorites that are always so sweet. Let's check out what lies ahead. Top of the first climb, there's a sweet plateau up here. It gives me a chance to say hello. Hello from the plateau. This is a tough one, but I got a long day ahead of me, and I got a much tougher climb up ahead. So just saying hello to some neighbors. Had to work on the pacing. It's interesting when there's a climb you do on a short course all the time. You have this sort of gearing ratio, tempo that you do, and when you're doing an endurance ride, you just have to change that up completely, approach it with new eyes and a different perspective. It's not that you can easily stay at endurance pace when the road's up at 15%, but every chance you get when it's not, you gotta take it easy and then remember to eat at the top of the climb. So I'm gonna do that now and show you more roads.
Lately I was feeling like I need a purpose, but when you talk to me, give me the impression that I won't scratch your surface. And I could walk for days, searching for your praise, but is it even there to find? Is there a chance for me to clean your memories? Will I slowly lose my mind? Will I slowly lose my mind? Will I slowly lose my mind? Will I slowly lose my
So here we are on the climb of Glen Canyon, which is normally a road that I descend. Typically do Bear Creek. This is a similar type of road, a little steeper at the top, but this pops me out a little closer to the connecting road to the San Lorenzo Valley, and it has me on Brent's Forte, which is that rolling valley, a little longer. That's a really pretty road that you just saw some clips from. And even though I like this as a downhill better and Bear Creek as a climb better, I really do like this as an uphill road. It's really lovely, and today I'm not going to descend it because I'm climbing out of a different valley. I'm going to be descending a different ridge, so get it in. It's also been a while. I've done Bear Creek a couple times recently, and I haven't climbed this in quite a while, so checking out a road I've done many times, but it's kind of new to my eyes today, and it's always a little different. You know, the seasons and how much rain you get in a year always makes it a little different. There's really nice characteristics on this road. A couple small vineyards, some fountains, some ponds, little hidden gems. And fortunately, it's an easier climb than rodeo. Got a couple steep bits, but it definitely is not too bad, and that will help me warm my legs up for the big toughie of the day, Alba Road. So this is the third vineyard. There was a couple I didn't have time to get my camera out for. This one's the biggest one. Really nice. A lot of sun at this point in the climb. Mostly in the shade and not too hard, although the last stretch was a bit of 9%. It's about a 3-mile climb, kind of stair-steppy. Not really downhills except for the plateau at the top, but you know, kicking up 7%, back down to 2, kicking up to 5 or 6, flat again, and then the worst kicker is near the top. I'm basically at the top now, if you don't count some uphill on kind of like a roller coaster ridge. Super pretty. It's not quite noon yet. Already very warm, much more so than the forecast was calling for the city of Santa Cruz. The inland valleys have their own microclimate, as do the ocean. So gonna be a toasty one today. Gonna keep hydrating, and I've eaten a protein bar so far. I'm about to switch to salted blocks to get the electrolytes and glucose in. So this is the connecting road called Mount Herman, and unlike most of the hilly roads around here, it is unfortunately busy. So the time of day I'm doing it, not so bad, and it does have a good shoulder. Another good quality about it, beautiful pine forest, and it's only a couple miles. 2 hills, kind of rolly, and it will connect us to the beautiful San Lorenzo Valley as we get closer to the big climb of the day.
I didn't get any footage of it, but Quail Hollow was an awesome road. Really, really sweet connecting road from sort of the Zayante side of Felton to Ben Lomond. I highly recommend it.
In the town of Ben Lomond, time for a little pit stop. Here we are at Alba Road. I was just heading up it, and I realized that it starts to kick up and climb right away, so I wanted to do a little talking point before getting in. Leaving the town of Ben Lomond, I took a connector road that I'd also never done before that was really amazing, called Quail Hollow, and I think that turns into Glen Arbor. It's a really, really nice way to connect Felton to Ben Lomond. You could just ride Highway 9 from downtown Santa Cruz up to Ben Lomond and take Alba, but it's slightly uphill, not a lot of shoulder, a lot of traffic till Felton, and even after Felton there's a fair amount of traffic. I've usually ridden the 9 from Mount Herman, and that's been okay. But now that I know about Quail Hollow, which is actually a climb, like it's a solid mile, maybe 2 miles tops, it's a much superior way to do it. It's a lot like the Sierra foothills, very sunny, very warm. It's just before noon as I'm tackling this climb, but already the temperatures are rising. Fortunately, a lot of it is in the shade. So let's see how this goes, and I will either meet you halfway up for a little breather or see you at the top. I've been fueling my days with protein bars and blocks. I've cut all my blocks in half except this caffeinated block so that I knew specifically what was caffeine and what was not, and I figured earlier in the day and just before the hardest climb of the day would be the best time to take on a little bit of caffeine. I've got the salted watermelon and margarita, and that'll be good later in the afternoon as it gets hotter and I keep needing to replenish electrolytes. Well, the climb is officially brutal, and it's also showing the brutality of last summer, fall's fires. There's a lot of redwood up here, and you can see some of it got burned. I'm hoping that the burn doesn't take away any shade, because even though there's a good amount of shade, there's also a good amount of sun. And between that and the monster gradient, it is scorching. The devastation in the forest just keeps getting thicker, although there is sign of regrowth and hope. And then you see stretches of 18% that seem to drag on for a long time. And then you wonder what there's to be hopeful about. it's also so freaking hot. It was a heat wave the last 2 days. I think today's supposed to be cooler, but forecast is for mid 70s, but the mountain climates can be easily 10, 15, 20 degrees hotter. It's baking. Whew. This is why we do it, folks. Beautiful vistas, gorgeous scenery. That is the summit. And boy, that was mental agony. I didn't really know this road. Driven down it once like 20 years ago. And there is definitely some pitches of 18% that make you feel pretty hopeless, especially when your body's getting chills from the heat and the exertion. But anyway, had a couple vlog stops, so good to have an excuse for that. And now I know what to expect. It's pretty ugly up here, truthfully. The climb was brutal. It's really nice to have done it. I don't have to ever do it again unless I want to. But if I do come back, it'll be pretty easy to get a PR. All you have to do is choose a day that's not too hot. I think like 62 degrees would be a good PR temp earlier in the morning. And now I've got this rolling downhill Empire Grade, 12 miles to Santa Cruz. Getting pretty low on water. I had almost 2 bottles at the bottom. Drank and poured a bunch on me. Wish I had more, but I'll get to fill up and do a long route on the coast, and that'll be like sweet air conditioning.
Ironically, I found out later that my Alba crank, named after the iconic climb Alba, was loose from a mistake that mechanics at a local bike shop had made when I took it in to make sure it was noise-free and working smoothly. It was kind of driving me nuts with this sort of creak, or this kind of feeling of a pitted feeling at the top of the pedal stroke, especially when the road was steep. But still enjoyed the rest of the ride. It was mostly just bad on steep climbs, and I did the ocean route and just rollers for the rest of it, and got it fixed in time for my tour.
Well, the climb was hell. The descent was windy, hot, and had rollers, so that was kind of purgatory. And now I'm about to get to Natural Bridges State Park on the famous West Cliff Drive. There's a cool breeze. This is basically heaven. Still got some miles to put in for the rest of the ride, but all of the hard hills are behind me, and now I just get to enjoy the rest of the day. My fiance and I were talking about the route I was going to take. She always wants to know where I'm going, which is a good idea. Leave a note, leave a map, let people know. And I said to her, I'm not sure how long ago I'll do these main climbs, but really just want to ride to the point of where I feel like I'm really enjoying myself. I'm not gonna lie, I did not enjoy that climb, but now that I'm at the cool ocean air, definitely enjoyed that I did it, and I've got it in the bank now.
Be good for me. Lately I was feeling like I need a purpose, but when you talk to me, give me the impression that I won't scratch your surface, and I could walk for days.
All right, ocean breeze, full bottles. Sweet relief after 95 up on the summit. It's like a good day for it. On to East Cliff now. Still got some ocean miles to do, and I'll be home soon enough, but I might keep going, do another little inland route. We'll see. Anyway, the ocean continues to mesmerize and refresh. Full bottles are nice. It gets a little sketchy when you're on the top of a ridge and your bottles are empty and your neck is cramping and your thighs are cramping on the rollers of this sort of undulating downhill, but I knew soon enough I'd find relief, and here we are. Now at the cliffs above Seacliff Beach. It's a beautiful day at the ocean. I'm gonna head back inland, do some hills in Aptos. I think one of them is gonna be Huntington, which has got pretty good 17% on it, but nothing's compared to Alba in terms of length. It all feel like a massage at this point. So Aiming for about 70, maybe 75 miles today. Going pretty well. Finished the steep 17% on Huntington. It's just a half-mile climb with easy pitches up until the final kicker, so not too bad. Didn't feel like a massage. I was cramping in both legs a little bit, but still could stay out of the saddle, and I'm a happy boy. My neck is sore, my hands are sore, my feet hurt a little bit, my butt hurts a fair amount, and it's been an awesome day out. Cruising home, a few rollers, a little bit of wind, but the weather's great. It's green, I'm on some empty roads, and I get to go home to a beautiful family. Happy Father's Day, everyone. This has been awesome.
So a few snags and a unexpectedly hard start to Alba Road with scorching heat and horrible burnt trees, but a wonderful ride nonetheless, and really amazing to come home and spend time with my family after a big day out. So special day, special Father's Day ride, and hope you enjoyed the vlog. Thank you so much for watching. I've got more tours coming up in California and abroad, and look forward to sharing you lots of good content for cycling, yoga, and other cool issues. Take care, everyone. Ciao.